here. It's moving too fast for me to connect things right now.
Stop field. Stop field.
All right, there we go. I'm trying to manage positions by just starting streams too, so it's not exactly the easiest thing to do, especially when we're on the bubble of a position here. In 7 lots there on that long fade up to either chart one's momentum check or the RDA. It's probably going to the RDA based on how it's moving. We'll follow that up. Look to reverse up top. Looks like it's coming up at least. Maybe it might test the level on chart 3 at 131, spot 50. Put in these in twos. 2.
Stop field. Stop field. Stop field.
Knocked out of all that.
Stop field.
So far, it's having a problem right at the midpoint there. Right at the mid control that hasn't been developed. It is right at the half-hour mark. Question is there enough energy on the upside to keep going? I'll wait for a pullback. Participation trade to the long side. I think the immediate trade at least is long. And then back to momentum trading once it gets above. I won't be streaming that long today. I got other things to do. So I'll stream for a little bit, but I've got other things that take priority. Things I want to release here. Let's look at CL. The last couple of days, one thing I will say is that the NQs provided some great opportunities, but if you weren't trading other tickers like CL or GC, kind of missed some opportunities from really good momentum, straight up just momentum trades. 3 or 4 opportunities on both those tickers yesterday that provided very clear trade signals. So, CL, GC are trading a little bit less whippy or volatile, I guess you would say, than NQ is. All right, we're at the next momentum check here. Ordinarily, I would be taking some profit here, so let's just since I'm only in the participation trade here, I'm going to take one lot off. And then I'll trail the additional 2 lots. Took profit at a stall area. This is a fade trade, so I think the first area of interest for me on the short side is right around that 130 spot 25, maybe a little bit less. 1328, 13128. It's Robert Short. BTC people, I told you we'll meet at 8K. Okay. I mean, I don't know if we're going to meet at 8K. I've been cashing out this whole time, so I don't know who you told. I've been telling everybody to cash out. Once it hit the extension zone above our RDA. I don't know if I'm going to buy back in on this pullback. I haven't decided yet. But I have converted most of my alt positions that are not top tier alts into either Bitcoin or Ethereum or other top alts. Solana. Mainly Bitcoin though. All right, well, I got knocked out there. Screen has bugged. I don't know what bugged means. What does bugged mean? It's stuck? Oh. I don't know it. Okay. I can. I mean, I don't see any challenges with it, so I'll look and see. But looking to short right here, right in this 134 zone or so, between 128 and 134. Maybe a little bit higher. I think that maybe you have to be open to the fact that it might actually go up to 149. So not quite. I'll let it pick me up on the 128 zone. Does seem like it's running out of steam. So we'll start shorting. Let's Is that a gap? That is a gap. In one lot. Well, let's see. We have if I remove all the levels on chart 4, we have a level at 147 spot 75. I think you have to be open to potentially shorting up that high in this move if you're going to short, or wait for the signal that the short is on. Oh, I'm in one lot. Come on, man. It's going to test the RDA here on chart 2. I think it's time to start daily testing the Super RDA because I'll be releasing that here shortly for others, alphas in the group to hopefully work together so we can get that rolling. I'll put it on this chart. There we go. So reading at least the initial assessment of what the Super RDA would say, it is I can't stream on Discord right now. There's a reason for it. I will here in a little bit. So where are we at? Well, it did an RDA test on chart 1, so I think that that's maybe puts the higher range out of whack. Where do we have another level on chart 4? So right now I'm just going to guide my thinking on chart 4. 086. So all I really care about is 086 and 145. Those are the two levels all I really care about. Those are the levels I'm using to make my decisions on. And I'm watching chart 2. That's it. It doesn't get any more difficult than that. And the charts are really obvious as far as what the bias and momentum is. Bias momentum short. Obviously, any fade trade you're doing here, you're fading multiple charts. It's trying to get above the level of 110. I will put in trailing stops here so I don't take any loss on this trade. Oh, look at that. There we go. I should use brackets on the, but you can't move. Yeah, that's right. I can't move the positions when I use brackets. All right, well, now it's just a waiting game. Is it going to sell off, or is it going to come back and retest the RDA and go above? Looks like the buyers are still present. The key is you got to be predictive. Yeah, I'm out. Barely made any profit. But at least I didn't lose anything on that run there. It's kind of a no trade zone right here. It can go either way. There's no real clear edge on up or down. It does look like it's going to go up. Not unfortunately, but it looks like it's going to go up at least. It wants to go back and test that upper level. That might be all for the sell-off if it does. I'm long on a fade. Once again, I shared the two levels I'm looking at. And then I'm trading between those levels and I'm reading chart 2. And then I'm not chasing the trades. Here I might be. Now let's see, I might reverse here. This doesn't work out. All right, it needs to come back up, otherwise I'll reverse.
Hey Rex,
Yeah,
your YouTube live video is frozen.
yeah, nothing I knew about it. I don't know what to say. I mean, thanks for
Okay.
telling me. I don't know what to do about it. So
Okay. Just want to say that.
no, thanks. I mean, I have a really good internet connection. I can look at that. I can see if there's something down. I'm looking. I have alerts that if my internet connection starts, but so appreciate it. I
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about it. So
Okay.
I'm sorry. I do apologize.
No worries, no worries. I thought you didn't know, so I just want to say it. But you did already know, so it's okay.
Yeah. I am short, but you know it's tough on both sides here because the buy side's stepping up on every pullback. Yeah, I don't know why it's stalling. I literally don't know why it's stalling. And all the settings that I can set are set as they're usually set. So I guess I could have restarted. So I'm in 9 lots. I'm up roughly 2,000 or so, putting trailing stops in. It hit the level that I earmarked that I was watching, and it's fighting with it right now. The next level to the downside is 05875. Took some profit off, took 3 lots off, stalled here. Once again, got to get in the habit of taking profits. Like been holding out for runs a little bit too long the last couple weeks. So I'm focusing on when it stalls, taking profits, or really taking profits at the key zones. All right, it's selling off. There we go. Maybe it's because I'm not on that screen. Could be that I'm not on that screen that it's stalling. Like I'm not actively on the browser. I wonder if that's why. Wouldn't make sense, but I'll have to think about how I selected the output for this to see if I changed something today. Heard I'm up about 3,200 on 6 lots. Our next key profit zone is right around 065 spot 25. We're losing the weekly open on the NQ. So probably want to consider taking profit here right at the weekly open test here. I'll see what it does. Yeah, I'm going to take some profit here. And then to stick with this a little bit longer, I'm going to break my 3rd lot position into 3 individual slices just so I could stick with it maybe a little bit longer. So there we go. Broke up my 3 lot position into 3 individual positions. I use Restream. And then I stream directly to TradingView because, like just like the fact that they refuse to create tick charts. They don't integrate with any other streaming platform, but they have streaming. You would think if you have streaming on your service that you would maybe try to integrate with the other platforms that do streaming. Like you would be able to connect via OBS, but no. So that makes me think that TradingView, the streaming is just an afterthought. Probably going to get knocked out here. Now, the fight right now is, like I said, the weekly open. So it's fighting to keep the weekly open. As far as the controls, where are we at in the control zone? We're below the lower control, the midpoint there. Super RDA tells us that it's short. I was going to add a anchored VWAP. That's what I'm going to also add. So let's add an anchored VWAP. There's one here that I liked. I think it was this one. And then this one. I don't remember. I'll get knocked out of the trade. I think we'll wait to see. We're really at a key point here, which is the, Jesus, why does it have so many of these? We're at the weekly open. So I think what I'm going to wait for is what's the fight looking like at the weekly open? And so I've added an additional indicator, which is the session VWAP, anchored VWAP. And I pick a color. Let's do like a purple. Still in 2 lots. The temptation here might be to fade this, move up, and I think that probably would be, if we look at least the structure on chart. Let's do it. I reversed and went long because the structure on chart 2 was kind of a clear structure of support there. So I went long, reversed my position. Look to get picked up for one more lot here on a pullback. Part of it is the weekly open being held. So a big reason why I even considered reversing there is just the fact that it does look like the weekly open is going to be held here. So might as well trade while it is a fade trade. Be on the right side of where the weekly open is. It'll probably be a relatively light day for me today. I'm up only about $2,200. So at least streaming wise. Like I said, I have other things I got to do. Got to get the initiative stuff out today. Got to work on a few other things. Some training videos. I got to start getting these training videos out and stuff. I've got them all outlined and everything else. And it's just bothering me that they're just sitting there ready to be done. And I have other things that are outside of stuff, life things I need to take care of. I'm long, fade long. Looks like it's building up strength to at least come up and test higher above. So right now we're testing the lower control. And that's rejecting. I'm in 4 lots, fade long. My position's at whatever it is. I think now is where, if you're waiting for a fade signal, this is kind of where you're getting the initial signs of, okay, I can maybe dip my toe into fading. But it's going to be volatile. So look and see the weekly open. That rejection was off the momentum indicators where momentum short, bias short. I mean, it's pretty clear. That looks pretty, that pullback looks pretty fierce there. I'm a little concerned here in this pullback. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe no long's not the play. I might be reversing here. Yep. Based on that pullback, I don't know. I mean, it's got to stop right here. So right here, it's got to stop. Otherwise, we reverse to the long side. I need to get in one more lot to be in 21. Ooh, I think it looks like the weekly open's going to be lost. I'm down. I need to decide whether or not I'm going to take this loss here. I did upsize sizing, so I'm down about 1,500 on this position right now. 1,600. We'll see what I'm going to do here. 1,300. Break even now. In profit. In profit about 1,000. Really on the bubble of this position here. So my position's not great. It's a fight at the weekly open. There. Oh, come on. Sorry, it's hard for me to talk when I'm super scalping. I'm in 21 lots, so I'm up roughly 3,000. I need to take some profit on some of this. If it stalls here. Come on, get up above that. I got out. Sorry, I'm just super scalping, so it's hard for me to talk when I'm reversing on both sides of the trade, and then I don't have all my monitors because I'm streaming and trying to. What's big for me is being able to see the 4-chart setup, but also TradingView, because TradingView provides, for me at least, I mean, I have all that on the trading setup, but the 3-chart view that you see that I'm streaming, I like to see that too when it's around key areas like the weekly open, like right now. And that's not drawn. I don't have the weekly open on the trading, trade of 8. I just find it's way too much. So I like the trading platform clean. I'm going long, so I'm long right now. We'll see. It is fade. What time is it? All right, so the opening range did close. We have that officially developed. Now it's just a matter of, is that going to hold? So I can't see the weekly open. I got to jump over to this screen. Weekly open's holding. We have, it's really a fight between the mid control there and the lower control. Let's buy 3 more. I'll buy 3 more lots on a pullback here. Why do I have 10 lots? I'm in 12 lots, long. position is 08273. That's a little hard to trade around that area because it was deciding whether or not it was going to hold the weekly open there. I think the weekly open has held, so I think the long side is back on. Unless there's a major pullback like was happening from the. So the next level that we need to watch, that's key, is right at 120. Your next downside level is, using chart 4, is 066. So on chart 2, our level is 103 spot 75. It's starting to stall just before that, so I think that's something to consider. I'm in 15 loss now. I got picked up for additional 3. I'm trailing my stops. I'm up about $5,500, $5,600. Chart 2 has changed momentum and bias long, so we're looking for an RDA test, probably up to, on chart 1, up to 123 spot 25. So let's see if I can stick with this 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm going to take some profit here because it's at a stall zone. I took 3 lots off, and now I have 12 trailing stops in lots of 3. Yeah, so I'm not set up to do that right now. Stream on Discord right now. I'm trying to set up. So I'm streaming on my non-6. I'm streaming on 3 monitors here, and I'm trying to set this up so I can trade and stream 3 tickers. I'll still probably just focus on NQ, but I want to be able to trade GC and CL. Otherwise, I have to spend time in my 6 monitor area, which I'm fine doing. The chair here is much more comfortable. I've got this super chair. I've got a great setup with 3 monitors, but it's not great for streaming. I know I'm just complaining, but I mean, this setup isn't great for streaming for me because it's only 3 monitors, and I want to be able to trade 2 additional tickers. So I'm setting up TradeAway in a way that I can trade those additional tickers while streaming here in this machine. That's why I can't stream on Discord, because I'm moving windows around and stuff like that. Like, I forgot how to, like, just put this in a new window. CL's momentum long, bias long. Like I said, I mean, for people that are just working on getting profitable, yeah, you gotta just focus on one. But I don't know. I kind of go, here's the thing. If you're not fading, if you're just not good at fading yet and you haven't mastered really momentum trading, to me, adding 1 or more tickers, as long as it doesn't confuse you, would give you opportunity. So for instance, right now, that last move, I mean, this is a fade trade on the NQ right now, right? So if you're not, if you really just want to stick with the high probability trades, which are momentum trades, which is difficult enough, right? Momentum trades are difficult enough. Well, if the NQ is not providing it at the given time, you should be ready for the next opportunity that is the momentum trade. But then you're just waiting around. But if you have two other tickers that you could look at, that you could trade, you're going to get opportunities. So for instance, you would have had an opportunity to trade long CL oil, and it was a clear long setup, clear momentum check. It didn't break the M24. It held. And, so it's something to consider. I wouldn't suggest it if you can't manage multiple tickers and you have a hard enough time managing one. But there is something to be said about, well, if I'm just going to be waiting around because I'm not, I'm not good, at my skill level in trading, I'm not good enough yet to do fades, but I'm getting closer and closer to mastering momentum trades. Well, maybe another ticker and then just doing momentum trades. And I believe, I don't know what the requirements are for CL, micro, or mini. I don't know what the requirements are. I think they're the same as the NQ. I think. No, they're different. I know they're different. So it's been a while since I've checked. So I know they're a little different, but it's real close in dollar amount, meaning that if your account size, or so what I'm looking for, margin size. I'm putting in a trailing stop a little bit close because it's stalling here. So that was it. The next test really is at 129 spot, 50. All right, got knocked out, taking some profit. I'm still up in the position, 6 lots. I got 2 trailing stops. We're up about $2,700. So that hit exactly the level we were outlining before, that level test at 120. So that's chart 4. Chart 4 is hitting the RDA as well. If we look and see, what do we see here? Let's go from, we're testing the RDA and the VWAP. We're above the anchored VWAP for the day. We're now testing the VWAP and the RDA on chart 1. I think that might be a sell opportunity above that, or is it going to get to the opening range high? I think we wait for an opening range high, possibly. It feels like it has enough strength to get up above there. Mid control for the day is at 152. To me, that aligns with the opening range high. So that's the next sell zone. So 152 is the next sell zone to me for the NQ. All right, I'll check in with everybody else. I think I haven't got to check Discord. I apologize. How's everybody doing? Anybody have a mic? Anybody want to speak up or share how they're doing or have questions? This is going to be a short streaming session today, by the way. I got knocked out of FCX. I've been in that position for a long, long, long time. That's a stock. So hitting chart 4's RDA. The next level on chart 4 is at 145. So that 150 level, I think, is the next short zone. So not bad. Up $4,600. I can't complain about that trade. Opening range high is really what I'm targeting next. I mean, I don't think it's potentially it might stall right around 142, but I think it has enough strength to get above that. So for those that are new, if you want to join on Discord, you see a link down in the description or down below that says, hey, join Discord. That's a good place to join. Ask questions. Look at that, it's continuing to move. It's a good movement. I was heavier, but then I reversed and I didn't size up. $175. I mean, the next level on chart 3 is 181. So that's the stretch level. See if I'm going to get knocked out here on this pullback. I would consider, if you're not in the long trade, potentially an RDA check on chart 2 might be something that would be an opportunity for an entry. RDA check there on chart 1. You know, this is a plain example here. Actually, is a good time to talk. Like I say often, it's a story of the chart, and this isn't a good example. I mean, the RDA check typically would be something that we would sell here, but the story of the chart says that you've got the opening range high above you. So in that scenario, I would give more credence to the fact that the opening range high is probably the target, especially how it's behaving on chart 2. You see the pullbacks maintaining momentum and bias. So if you're going to sell at the RDA, you got to sell on the expected overshoot. But at the same time, you know, you've got to look at this and say, okay, well, is it reaching for the next target? You know, the 3 questions: where's price coming from? Where does it want to go? How does it want to get there? Well, we know it's coming from the weekly open at a key level. That's really why I would suggest this move happened. This move happened because the weekly open test held. That double weekly open test held. So now it's striking for an upside target. That upside target is one of our prediction zones, one of our prediction areas that we use. But what holds precedence? Either the RDA, or is it got a higher level? Does the chart tell you that it has a higher level that it's reaching for? To me, it tells me the chart has a higher level. If I wasn't streaming and I was more focused, I'd be most likely adding to my position here. So if I didn't have 2 or 3, or if I wasn't, you know, when I'm streaming, I'm commenting, I'm my attention. So I would have added probably on that pullback, that minor little pullback there, to my position. But I can't aggressively trade or trade as aggressively when I'm streaming. So if I wasn't streaming and I was just trading, I would be I focus my attention. I always try to figure out, based on our system, the Rexdog system, the indicators and the rules and everything we use in it, what price is attracting, or what level indicator is attracting price. Where is price trying to get to? And to me, the opening range high is that attraction, and we're seeing that play out right now. Which part of many of the reasons is it aligns with many of the things that we use. The mid controls up there. That's about all that's up there. We do have the mix 200 up at 169, spot 25. Well, this might be an opportunity on this pullback to potentially add, but fell short of the opening range high test. Pull back to momentum on chart 2. Got 9 minutes to the current candle closes on chart 3. So if that closes where it's at right now, I think there'll be follow through. And I think then you got to look and see, well, is it the momentum check or is it the RDA on that chart, which would put it at 200, meaning 18,200 would be the target for the next candle.
Stop fill.
Got knocked out of one of my 3 lots. All right, here's a pullback to the RDA on chart 2. Might be an opportunity for an entry. I was knocked out. Re-entering. Long position. Not going to get too aggressive. RDA check on chart 2. Might be a 2 or 3 candle pullback on chart 1. Just waiting for the trade to work out. I mean, it's either, like I said, for me, I was looking for like a 2-candle pattern on chart 1. Did sell off at that level, at the key level on chart 1. So I can't get this app to add. I forgot how to break out modules. Oh, click to open new window. I have to read the instructions. So chart, I click it. There we go. All right. CL pulled back, providing a good opportunity for a buy. Oh, pull back there. You can see where my positions are as far as going long. Could be a double top there. You could look at that as a double top, possibly. The one created at just about the opening. RDA in chart 2 is really trying to hold. Doesn't look like it's going to. Got out. Wait for the lower level. No reason to stick in the losing trade there. Gold's really on a tear. Not gold, sorry, oil. I don't know what I was thinking. Momentum check on chart 1. So I'm targeting kind of the lower control overshoot of the momentum. We do have the daily or the anchored VWAP right around that 103 level. So 103 level is probably where the last point I would buy, scale in. So on this long, I'm willing to scale in down to that 103 area. Hey, I heard someone make a noise. Been kind of lonely today. No one spoke up. Guess that's normal trading. No one seems to have any questions, so I don't have any answers. Oh, there we go. A little bit of a movement there on the upward side. I'm in 6 lots long. Let's see what chart 4 looks like. Chart 4's held the RDA basically. Guess I should put some trailing stops just to protect the position there now that I'm in profit. So got trailing stops there. Well, moving my stops, I think I should probably break it up since I'm probably only going to carry this into 6 lots. I should break this up into 2, I guess. I'll do fixed stops. Let's do that. 2, 4, 6, and then I'll just move it up as price goes. 2, 4. Breaks the RDA, we'll take some profit. Well, if I get knocked out here, I might re-enter long because it is pulling back. I'll probably get knocked out on volatility here. Got stopped out a 2. Yeah. Might be just a short range here on chart 1. It's trying to work itself out. I'm not really watching the chart, so if I was watching the chart, I'd be actively probably taking profits more and stuff, but I'm just letting the trade ride out as I'm just waiting for it to hit the opening range high. That's the target. You know, it's also chart 3. So I think chart 3 is reaching for the next level, which is 176. So that's where I'd be thinking about shorting at 176. $147 is another area, but that's already been tested here. It's really that 176 to 180 level. Well, it's almost 192. Man, that's pretty. Well, then that suck. Knocked out of another trade. Well, lost the RDA in chart 1. Maybe that's potentially a sell opportunity. We'll see. Sell up to there and there. Fails to hold the RDA, then there's a potential it might have a more downside than is there. But we'll see. Right now, it looks like it is trying to reach for the upside, so not going to be too aggressive on the short yet. Looks like it's going to reach. There we go. In profit a little bit on that short. Let's see if I can. What the hell? How did I get into 9 long? Oh, that's why. Okay. I'm long 9 lots. If this doesn't work out, then I'm just going to reverse here. I'm kind of on the bubble here. Let's take a loss on that. I'm not watching it, so I don't want to trade it. Okay, well, I know I wasn't so excited on this stream, but I gotta call it. I got stuff I gotta do. Any questions? Anybody have any questions before I jet? Otherwise, I'm gonna call it a day, at least for streaming here. Sorry I didn't stream on Discord. Like I said, I'm setting up the additional windows so that I can trade up here. And I'm just moving a lot of things around, so I don't really have that window set up to stream. Do think that the long side still looks like it's gonna try to push to the opening range high. You know, I haven't looked at the daily chart actually. I should check out the daily chart. Trying to hold momentum. It is trying to hold momentum, so the daily is still momentum and bias long. I mean, it's been like that for weeks. I think the immediate trade still is to the long side, but there might be a downside push here. You know, it did lose. It still hasn't closed above the RDA on chart 1. So the problem is that you're chasing the trade at this zone right here, where price is at right now, unless you're going long. But if you're shorting, you're kind of chasing the trade because you've got a couple momentum indicators between you and where the room for the trade would be. So the short trade is, you've kind of missed the short trade, potentially. But I think you've missed the short trade. Plus, there's a level there on chart 4, and then now you got levels right at the RDA. You do see that the RDA wasn't lost on chart 4 yet, so there still is, the chart is still signaling that there's maybe opportunity for the downside to continue. So long. Needs to recapture momentum on chart 2. If it doesn't, then we've got one more zone for buying, which is 113. New candle started. About to get the second hour close here in about 10 minutes. Market hour, that is. Looks like it's got downside move before it goes up. That's why I reversed. So I did reverse. Let's see if it's going to have the opening range mid at 103. I'm really watching chart 2, so I'm just trading chart 2 and its moves. It does have the momentum check here at 116, but then 103 is the ultimate. If it doesn't want to pull back deeper, 103 would be where it's going to pull back, which is right around here. Right around this zone right down here. So I'll put a target in line. Put our trailing stops up above. We're in 9 lots, 3, 6, 9. With one more to go, which is 12. And we'll see if that trade works out.
To be on this gold mine with me,
Still short, up about $1,000 in 9 lots, targeting 103 area. Got trailing stops in the market. That's the opening mid test. That's where I take the first profit in that zone. Should take profit here. This is kind of a momentum check and level check here on chart 1, but I'll let it ride a little bit more. Well, they're added another 3 on that pullback there to still targeting that lower level, which is 103. In 12 lots. Short. Put all my stops in profit. Why should I lose on this trade? I'm getting knocked out on trailing stops. I just don't want to give it room to go against me. So I do think it's going to hit that opening range mid, but at the same time, why risk it on volatility? Buyers are still stepping up at those levels. So I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that it's going to rip past the opening range mid. Still didn't hit my target. Oh, there, I'm knocked out. I got knocked out. I should have considered reversing when it tagged almost the opening range exactly. But instead I gave up some profit, but still made profitable trade. Now I'm long for the ride back up in 6 lots. Looking to get picked up for additional more. And I'll put my trailing stops in. I think the target's up higher, like we discussed above earlier. Opening range high, still hasn't hit that, still hasn't hit the mid range, still hasn't hit the mid control for the day, hasn't tagged it officially, which is at 153. From there, we're looking at 177. So that's what I'm targeting on the long side. Pretty simple trading today, as it is most days, I guess. Well, I guess I'll probably only get 9 lots into this trade here. I was trying to get 12, but looks like it's only going to give me 9. I'll put my trailing stops in. We're long, looking for an opening range high test, which is right around 153. It looks, so far it's been exceeding all of the tests, so I would expect maybe it to push past that. Like I said, 176 was my ultimate target, at least initial target. Might have an opportunity here to get into 12 lots. We'll see. Once again, this was an easy trade. I mean, you're looking, not easy trade. I mean, there are no easy trades, but look, it pulled back to the opening range mid. It's momentum long on chart 1. It is playing around with the RDA, but you know what the upside target is. So, once that mid range held, it's pretty obvious to go long. So, and I was short down to the mid, and I didn't maximize my profit. I should have reversed right when it hit the opening range mid instead of expecting it to exceed that. Now we're up roughly $3,200. We'll see how this goes now. 176 is the reach target that I'm looking for. I'm going to take some profit here because it did tag the opening range high. So I took 3 lots off. No reason to expect it's going to exceed it, but if it does, hey. 200 is the next target above 176. That's the RDA on chart 3. You know, the day open at 225 might be the level. So I would say the long term, you know, we are hitting the mix 200 on chart 1. Up about 3K on this trade or so. It looks like I'm going to get knocked out on this pullback here. I'll let one ride a little bit longer. I'm just not talking because there's nothing to talk about. No one's asking any questions. So, you know, no one's asking any questions. No one's talking. I'm just going to do what I normally do, which is do stuff and take the trades when the charts align for the high probability trades. Well, this is probably a reaction of the opening range high. So I think it's still long. You know, I've given up some profit here by holding that trade, but I was waiting for a pullback to the RDA and chart 2. Now that we're hitting that, you know, right where my entry is probably where I'd want to go long again. So anyways, I'm going to call it because there's not too much engagement or people aren't talking much. So there's no questions. So I like to stream when there's more engagement and more stuff going on. So I got stuff I got to do. I will talk to everybody later. I will still be around in Discord. So for alphas and stuff, I might just be on in the trade room there, just so I won't be streaming on TradingView or YouTube. So everybody have a great day. Look forward to seeing you in the next stream.